What up? Oops. What up? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. We got big shit to talk about tonight, yo. I hope you're ready. It's kind of a bummer. I don't wanna shit on DC anymore. I don't wanna shit on the DCU. I don't wanna shit on James Gunn anymore, but he just keeps doing stupid things. He leaves me no choice. He's making me do it. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about SDCC, and like Spider-Man pre-sales are nuts. So fill your cup and light your smoke. This is time to get nerdy. What up? How's everyone doing? It's Saturday night here in the basement. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all have had a good tail end to your week. Hopefully, maybe you even got some tail. Anyway, how's everyone doing? We got stuff to talk about tonight, yo. And I am excited to talk about it all, except for the DC stuff, because I want to talk about good things. But they're not letting me, chat. They're just not letting me do it. I wish they would, but they're not. It's frustrating, honestly. I just want good DC stuff. You want good DC stuff, but it's really hard to get good DC stuff these days. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be hard to get good DC stuff going forward. Anyway, what's up with y'all? How you doing? Got Brooke up in here, Spicy Dan, Icarus, Executive Judge. What's up, boys? My Adventures with Superman is really good. Well, see, here's the thing. DC animation is not the problem. DC animation has never been the problem. They just can't seem to get fucking live action right. It's crazy talk. Crazy work, I should say. I just don't understand it. Like, I know making movies and shows isn't easy. Like, because if it was easy, fucking everyone would do it, right? So, he wants another demon running around so my soldiers are on a schedule. Oh, that's great. Oh, speaking of kids, I wish C-Dub was in here to hear this. What's that dude's name? So I found out. So today we've been hanging out with the grandson, right? And he's 3. And I found out about an interesting thing. If you got young kids, this guy. Whoops. Let's try that again. This guy takes kids' songs and basically turns them into like rave type music, EDM, whatever you want to call it. And it's actually pretty dope. Like, he literally will throw toddler parties, like young kid parties, and he'll have the whole DJ rig set up with all the fancy lights and, you know, the turntables and shit, and like he will play his young kids song fucking rave shit, and, you know, toddlers just be there throwing down. It's like pretty cool. So, just found out about him today. Now I'm gonna be honest. If I had to listen to that shit for like 2 or more hours, I would probably try and claw my skin off. But like, under the right circumstances, it's pretty dope. So, something to keep in mind if like anyone here or anyone that was kind enough to click on the replay. By the way, if you got young kids, look up Lenny Pierce. Pretty cool. By the way, does everyone hit like on their way in? And I mean everyone. Replay people too. I need your likes. And if you're new, I also need your subscribe and the bell to be hit or clicked or what have you. Play some toddler heavy metal music contrast. It's out there. It has to be out there. Probably on TikTok. That's where this is Chillin' found Lenny Pierce on TikTok. I imagine if I did a little search around, I could probably find the heavy metal version of that shit. Know what? Baby metal? I mean, maybe. Baby metal. Maybe. Call me. maybe baby metal. So yeah, that was my new discovery today. So what's up with y'all? You guys have a good week? How's your crops, Mr. Dan? How's the peppers going? Brooke was watching a documentary on SpaceX. Yeah, all right. I mean, even though Musk is a fucking weirdo, I mean, his companies are doing good shit for the most part. So, I mean, I could bag on him a lot, but I'm not gonna. You like the Batman shirt? Thank you. It's the Snyder style logo. Yeah. Excuse me. Peppers are slow growing this year. That's kind of a bummer. Need like the plant version of Viagra. I mean, isn't that just like Miracle Grow? Isn't Miracle Grow basically plant Viagra? Like, are you going to be significantly behind on production because the peppers are slow growing? You like the rockets? Dude, I mean, space vehicles are cool. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Super Samarian, what up? Do I think Zach is coming back? Honestly, no. At least not on a permanent basis. If after the purchase, Paramount decides they no longer need gun services, I think it's possible he might come back and do like a movie or something. But I don't think he's gonna take over the whole universe again. He seems to enjoy some of these other projects he's doing. In fact, I believe he has a UFC movie he's doing for Paramount, which of course, could be viewed as evidence that he will come back, since Paramount is buying Warner Brothers. So I will never discount the possibility. I just think the likelihood is below 50%. Kevin, when do you think The Mandalorian and Grogu's coming to Disney Plus? This month. Matter of fact, I think, did they already say when it's coming out? Give me a second. Okay, so I was wrong. There is no official date. The speculation is about what you said. So I was wrong. There's no date. So, yeah, probably. I would say August. I think they probably want to get it on there sooner rather than later. I don't think I wouldn't wait till September. I would start trying to get views on it on the streaming service as soon as possible. That way it can attempt to generate income there through ads and shit. Is Hyper Spider-Man brand new day this month? I know. I'm hyped for the Odyssey, though. Mrs. Chill wants to see the Odyssey. So we're going to go see the Odyssey. And she wants to see Spider-Man. So obviously, we're going to see Spider-Man. Anyway, it didn't give me a thing. I guess I did not wait for it to cool down because it did not let me gamble. Some bitch. Caught up with all the Evil Dead movies? Nice. I started and went on a good roll, and Then I got distracted, and then I did other shit. But yeah, I've got to rewatch Army of Darkness, and then I'm gonna start on the new ones. Oh, wait, well, if your cooldown period is over, mine has to be because I gambled right after you did. What the fuck? That's some bullshit. There we go. I rolled 69. Yeah. All right. Scroll through some stuff. Let's go through some stuff. Huh. I'm trying to remember, Chad. Did we? I don't think so. Otherwise, I would have unbookmarked it. All right. You know what I think we'll do, chat? We have parts 2 and 3 of Alex Perez's Discord Q&As. I think we'll start with those. Can't remember if we did the second one. I can't remember. All right. I don't think we did. Wait, May? What the fuck? That says June. Okay. Yeah, post is going on. Okay. That was weird. All right. Okay. Yeah, that was good. All right. You guys ready to dip into some whatever vagueness Alex Perez has for us in these two Q&As? Well, I hope you are, because that's what's fucking happening. All right. We went over part 1 like a week or two ago. So now we're going to do part 2. Get out of my face. You get out of my face. All right. We're starting with Black Panther 3 news. Sanoff. What up? Definitely checking for Odyssey because that's Nolan, yeah. Kind of funny before we really get into it, now that you bring it up. You guys notice how, like, back in my day, it was about the movie stuff. Like, you were going to go see the next Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. You're going to go see the next Sylvester Stallone movie. You know, Delta Dan. You know, that kind of shit. You know, you'd go see the next, I don't know. Pick your big star. You know, you would go to see the movie you'd go to see the next Tom Cruise movie, right? These days, it's about the director. You're looking to go see the next Tarantino movie, the next Scorsese movie, the next Nolan movie, the next Villeneuve movie. It's funny the shift that's happened. Because, I mean, if you think about it, there aren't like really any huge stars left. There's a few, you know, DiCaprio. You know, some people will go for him rather than whatever director he happens to be working with, although he worked with Scorsese a lot. So, I mean, so there are still movie stars, but like for the most part, people are going to the movies based on who directed it rather than who's in it. More often than not. Schwarzenegger was the biggest actor at the time. It was between, at least so far as action movies and shit were concerned, it was between him and Stallone. Like they, those two traded that spot back and forth like Reed and Doom trade smartest guy in Marvel back and forth, depending on who's writing it. Yeah. Yeah, so far as action movies go, it was those two just flip flopped. Of course, you'd throw Norris in there, Chuck Norris. Yeah, it's mostly just those two though, like that dominated. And they weren't the only ones, but and of course on the not strictly action side, you had again Tom Cruise. He was just doing all kinds of shit like Risky Business, Legend, Days of Thunder, Born on the 4th of July, Top Gun, obviously. You know? Yeah, Cruise might be the only true movie star left. I mean, Stallone is still doing stuff. He's not really doing movies, though. He's doing TV. He's on Tulsa King. So, I don't know. It's just, I just find the shift interesting. That's all. All right. Enough of that bullshit. Let's see what Mr. Perez has to say on some various subjects. Section number 1 of part 2. Black Panther 3 and T'Challa the 2nd. First question, for the supernatural side, there's some stuff like Blade and Moon Knight. Well, maybe not so much the Blade solo movie anymore. But what supernatural projects can we expect to see after Doomsday? Really, after sequel. Black Panther 3 is at the top of the list. That's cool. Because now what's funny is, dude asked about Supernatural, and he's saying Black Panther 3 is at the top. Now there's a rumor out there which kind of backs this up, because it looks like they are planning including Supernatural, like a lot more at the ancestral plane. It's entirely possible that Denzel is going to end up playing Shadow King. So yeah, it's So I mean, obviously, I think that's cool. I mean, yeah, delve into the ancestral plane more. Actually, fucking show us Bast. You know, I wouldn't mind actually seeing like conversations with Bast and whomever. You know, could be cool. Could be really cool. That'd be dope. So I'd be down for that shit. I mean, it's not like outside the realm of possibility. You know, there's nothing wrong with Supernatural and Black Panther 3. There's Supernatural in the comics. Now, hopefully, with Black Panther 3 at the top of the list, I'm hoping number 2 is Midnight Suns. Like if Black Panther 3 is the first one on the top, is the top of the Supernatural list. Black Panther 3 is number 1. I want number 2 to be Midnight Suns. That's at this point, 7 years and counting after the announcement of Blade starring Mahershala Ali. I think it's time you just fucking forget about bringing him in a solo movie and just bring him in Midnight Suns as like the leader. You know. In the Iron Man of it all, the Nick Fury of it all, you know, pick your type of leader, but that's how they should bring it in. And honestly, I don't know if Mahershala's going to want to do it anymore, because they're still not going to do it till after fucking Secret Wars anyway, so we're looking at 2028, 2029 before we even see that shit. we may end up having to recast Blade before we even see him, which is kind of fucked up. But I think that's what we're looking at, honestly. Now, if Mahershala decides to stick around, fuck yeah, I'm all for it. Obviously, he's like literally the perfect pick at this point. But we're looking at 8, 9, 10 years before he actually will hit the screen as Blade. We've gotten one voiceover at the end of the Eternal. That's it. And then we got Wesley Snipes in fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. So I hope he sticks around, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. So therefore, I would not be surprised if they recast that shit. But whoever Blade ends up being, they just need to bring him in Midnight Suns and call it a day. I think. Fantastic Four, Black Panther, X-Men, Spider-Man, Avengers is all I need to theaters. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I can't argue with that in the slightest. All right. Next question. I assume when you say they're looking for the next Black Panther, you're referring to T'Challa Jr. In that case, what kind of role could he have going forward in relation to Shuri? Alex says, drop the junior. It's T'Challa the second, and he'll just be called T'Challa moving forward. In relation to, well, actually, before we get into this, Wesley Snipes is MCU Blade. I mean, nah, but also a little. So, before we get into the rest of his answer, how do we feel about the final answer looking like it's Junior? And I don't care if he wants to formalize it into T'Challa the second. How do we feel about it basically being Junior, chat? Like, even if we get T'Challa, son of T'Chaka variant in Secret Wars, he won't be sticking around, whoever the hell that is. And we're going to get T'Challa, son of T'Challa, instead of T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. Where are you guys at on that? Only ever going to be one Blade. Yeah, that was pretty cool. How you guys feel about that shit? That, at least according to Mr. Perez here, no more. What up, Griff? What up, Archeritas? Blade and Golden Girls crossover? I mean, at the rate they're going, it kind of looks like it needs to be. I mean, Golden Girls was a funny ass show. But like I would prefer personally T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. Like, give us the variant Secret Wars and bring him on into the 616, and he can help bring up Junior and then pass the mantle later. But it needs to be T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, in my opinion. But oh well, I'm not gonna throw like a fucking fit about it. Like, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't have to like it. I just have to hope they do a good job and make me dislike it less. At this point. So, what do you guys think? You ready to just roll with it? Would you still prefer T'Challa, son of T'Chaka? Where are you at? What say you? Damn it, I thought I had it fixed where this and shit at the top and bottom wasn't in there. I thought I had that fixed. You're not going to let me adjust it right now? There we go. That's better. And you guys can see the words better too. Yay! I don't know what it's going to look like on the camera. Ah! Okay. No, that works. All right. Now there's more to this answer, so let's get into that. In relation to Shuri, it is far too early to tell. But the few details I have been told about Black Panther 3 involve a coming-of-age story with a heavy emphasis on legacy and what it means for T'Challa to inherit the title of Black Panther. Excuse me. There's also been some talk about Nakia not wanting T'Challa to be the Black Panther and inherit the throne. Lastly, there are some other interesting things I can't really disclose yet, asswipe, but there are several themes that Ryan Coogler wanted to incorporate in this next installment, including supernatural connections to the ancestral plane and mutants, not just Namor. That's cool. I think we need a Thunderbolts 2 is a good movie, but not that main event. No, we do not need a Thunderbolts 2. Honestly, we, at this point, don't really need a Shang-Chi 2 either. Although it was on a recent list that was put out of stuff that they're going to do. Interestingly enough, a list that Fantastic Four was not on. Actually, I can't remember where that list came from. We may run into it in one of these fucking Q&As, honestly. But if we don't, no, we don't need a Thunderbolt 2. They're the new Avengers now, and what up, Nate? How's Grandpa and Grandma? Yeah, we don't need that at all. They're the new Avengers. They'll probably end up teaming up with the rest of the Avengers at some point. Just in general, maybe they'll stay their own team. But either way, they don't need another movie all to themselves. In my opinion. We also do not need another Eternals movie. We really don't need another Shang-Chi movie. He's more of an ensemble character. Basically what I'm saying is they just need to concentrate on mutants, which obviously they will. It's the fucking mutant saga coming up. Mutants, Avengers, and getting the supernatural and cosmic sides rocking. And you can still do both through the mutants and the Avengers. So, yeah, we don't really need, like, no offense. Matt and Papa are great. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Like, they're probably gonna spend enough time rubbing a few of the Phase 4 and 5 characters in our face after Secret Wars anyway, and probably during it. So I don't want them to go ham on it. Don't need it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get that sent off. I'm pretty sure Avengers Judgment Day is going to be a thing. How am I doing? I'm doing good. Been grandpaing it up for a fair chunk of the day. Got the grandson spending the night. He's chilling with Mrs. Chillin. Right now they're watching a movie together. Yeah, I'm a little tired. I have energy drink. Plus I had to fucking work this morning. But still, very good day. Love my grandson. He's adorable. So, all right, but yeah, Black Panther 3, Ancestral Plane, Mutants, T'Challa the Second, Coming of Age, Denzel Washington, possibly playing the Shadow King, which would also delve into the supernatural side of shit. So I think, if I'm remembering who the Shadow King is correctly, I can't remember. Is he kind of like a supernaturally occulty guy, or is he more of like a telepathic, psionic kind of guy? I can't remember. I feel like it's more the supernatural kind of guy, but you built a shed in 105 degrees? Fucking psycho. I hope you had a lot of water. That's all I'm saying. So, anywho, like either way, you know, it looks like we're gonna be stuck with T'Challa the Second, T'Challa Jr., whatever you want to fucking call him, whatever. I can resign myself to that. But supernatural shit, mutants, Coogler's about to deliver another fucking banger, I think, chat, and I'm all here for it. All right. Next question. Blah, blah, blah. I want to ask how important Captain Marvel will be in the next Avengers movies on a scale of 1 to 10, if you can say. Alex says, first one, maybe like a 3 to a 4. So, her importance to Doomsday is about a 3 to a 4. So, not super important, which is, I mean, a lot of people will be happy that she's not super important, but like from a story perspective, she's the most powerful Avenger on the planet currently. So, like Brie Larson or not, I feel like having her only be that involved might be a bit mistake. I think introducing lower tier Marvel characters into higher tier Marvel movies is the way to go. Yes. That is exactly the way they should do it, because that's exactly how they did it in the Infinity Saga, for the most part. I mean, Guardians got started in their own one, and so did Ant-Man, but, you know, just think back to Phase 1 and how they brought the original Avengers together. Iron Man solo movie, immediately followed by Iron Man 2, where they brought in Black Widow. Then the Thor movie, which also introduced us to Hawkeye. I mean, there was no one else to introduce in Captain America: First Avenger, because that was set in the 40s. So you had Iron Man, who added Black Widow. You had Thor, who added Hawkeye. Hulk had his own solo movie right after Iron Man. And again, Captain America had to have his. But, you know, they brought in Black Widow and Hawkeye inside other movies. And I think they should get back to that for the most part. What did I do to my head? Two was a good movie, but it was just so emotionally heavy. And I understand why they took that route, like I do. But also, holy shit, that was emotionally heavy. So yeah, so like I'm not upset Captain Marvel's like only Captain America added Bucky. Yes, good call. And then added him back again as the Winter Soldier. Yeah, you're right. They added Bucky. So again, in terms of popularity, wise move. In terms of like someone with massive power to be in the fight, not that wise a move. But we'll see. All right, next question. Are there any fight action sequences that we can anticipate with Captain Marvel? I hope they don't sideline her, especially how powerful she is. Yep, see, there we go. In Avengers Doomsday, nothing that I can disclose. So either either she's barely going to be in it, or she's going to be in a banger of a scene. One of the two. If he's not willing to disclose it, and probably she's going to play one big part in one big fight. Otherwise, he'd probably like answer it a bit more directly, or be willing to disclose something. I feel like if he's not willing to disclose it, it's big. Which is, again, it's fine, because she's the most powerful fucking Avenger right now. You heard she'll fight Photon? That'd be dope. And Binary? That'd be fun. That'd be a fun menage, as it were. So... Alright. Monica Rambeau. What is her role in the next two Avengers films going to look like? Have you heard about her and Carol's role in Doomsday being reduced? Any statements on that? Just the same as I have mentioned before, no changes yet. I don't remember really what he said before, but I'm pretty sure Monica wasn't doing much. Which is, again, super freaking weird because, like, I don't know how they can avoid it. She's stuck in the X-Men universe. So we'll see how it gets handled. As always, things can look bad on paper, and they end up either way less bad or actually good on the screen. Like, half the shit that we were losing our minds over with Superman ended up being not that bad on the screen. So, hopefully that's the case here. Next section, about characters that we're going to get forced on us. This is probably the third June/July in a row I've asked, but do you think, or is it likely or possible champions will be announced at SDCC or D23 this year? Alex says there's a possibility. I heard they'll be unveiling some titles later this year. More on that later. Daredevil Born Again. That's season 3 filming right now, yo. With Kingpin taking a step back in Born Again season 3, is there any major threat you can share with us that Matt will be facing? Beyond Lady Muse and Bullseye, of course. I wouldn't say he's stepping back, okay? But an interesting threat aside from the villains is, how exactly does he recover from exposing his secret identity to New York like that? Yeah, that's gonna create drama. Do you know what are the plans for Buck Cashman in the next season? No. By the way, this is the first time I'm hearing about Buck Cashman. Who the fuck is Buck Cashman? Oh wait, actually no. Buck Cashman, in case you weren't aware, and I just found this out today, Buck Cashman is Kingpin's bastard son. I assume from some chick he demolished prior to Vanessa. But yeah, it appears he's going to be in Daredevil in Born Again season 3. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that, for sure. All right. Next question. You've once said that they're adapting the Devil's Reign story conclusion into a crossover film featuring Spider-Man. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore since the Mayor Fisk arc just ended. Yet, Kingpin is coming back to Born Again season 3, and Ma Newty got away in the Punisher stuff. Is there more to the story? Could the crossover film just be a gang war comic adaptation with the magia being introduced? Alex says there's more to it than meets the eye. Just remember, adaptations are never one-to-one. That is true, especially with the MCU. And also, don't forget, when it comes to Bullseye suit looking good, yes it is. And Also, remember, we're getting Tombstone, who is also a gangster, introduced in Brand New Day. So you can throw him into the mix as well. With Kingpin, Manucci, Bullseye, whomever else. There's also Tombstone about to be in the mix. Now, not necessarily in Born Again Season 3, actually, not in Born Again Season 3. But when it comes to the crossover, you can definitely expect him to be up to no good, as it were. I mean, I want Iron Fist too, just not Finn Jones. Because Kingpin should have been there in the Netflix series if they're adapting the comics directly. True. I mean, obviously they got to it this season, or they got to it in this version of Daredevil, the Born Again, but, you know. Yeah, we'll see what they do with it. I mean, Elektra's back in season 3. There's images that prove it. By the way, Daredevil's new suit is dope. I think I might have that bookmark. I'll find it. Have you guys seen that shit? If not, you're gonna hear in a little while. All right, Doctor Strange. Now this is a character that we definitely want to know more about. What's going on with him? What's the status of Doctor Strange 3? It seems like there's no movement on development there. Yeah, I'm really hoping that's Spider-Man 5, honestly. I want Spider-Man 5 to be teaming up with Daredevil, hopefully still Punisher hanging around in New York after Brand New Day. And, you know, basically, they're bringing the Defenders back in this next season of Daredevil, so bring all them motherfuckers back, team them up with Spider-Man, put them up against Kingpin and Tombstone and Manucci and all that shit. Oh, yeah. I'm quite sure Tom Holland will be advocating hard for that shit. At least I would hope so. All right. So, oh yeah, here's that list. Right, Doctor Strange 3, for whatever dumbass reason, is on the back burner. Spider-Man 5, I hope it's Spider-Man and Daredevil versus Kingpin. But yeah, like Spider-Man, Daredevil, Luke, Jessica, Iron Fist versus Kingpin, Manucci, and Tombstone. That's like all of that. Give me all of that shit. All right, so Doctor Strange 3 is on the back burner. Lame. Marvel's movie focus right now is on Black Panther 3. Cool. Shang-Chi 2, completely unnecessary. Spider-Man 5, duh. The X-Men. Thunderbolt sequel, unnecessary. Blade, don't really see that happening. Midnight Suns, that's where they should do Blade. And the next Avengers title. Yeah, forget Shang-Chi 2 and Thunderbolt and Blade. Do Midnight Suns. Do a second Fantastic Four so you can really get into the cosmic stuff, which is that's the Fantastic Four shit, is cosmic stuff. They should be leading the cosmic side of the MCU, honestly, or at least co-lead of it. Because we're gonna get a Nova show, and we'll get to that later too. But I just remembered it. I really should start writing shit down. Anyway. So yeah, Black Panther 3, cool. Shang-Chi 2. I mean, fine, but unnecessary. Spider-Man 5, we just got done talking about what we want to see in that. X-Men, of course, it's Mutant Saga. Thunderbolt sequel, like, why? Why? Blade, Midnight Suns, and the next Avengers. Okay. Kind of depressing news, though. Like, honestly, Doctor Strange 3 should be on here in place I don't know. What would you rather see what would you rather see? Yeah, Doctor Strange 3 replaced. Would you rather see it replace Shang-Chi 2 or Thunderbolts 2? No, actually, Josh didn't say it. Reddit did. Right, but what should it replace? Do you want it to replace Shang-Chi or do you want it to replace Thunderbolts? I mean, between the two, I know I said Thunderbolts initially, but honestly, should replace Shang-Chi. So I think Thunderbolts movie will be all about introducing lower tier characters like the Suicide Squad movies. I honestly don't know what the hell they would do with it. Yeah, I have absolutely like I don't. That's why I don't think it should happen because what's the point? Like who are they going to be fighting? Like who would be the antagonist in the Thunderbolts 2? I mean, are they going to bring Val back to screw with them again? Um, are they going to find themselves a bigger threat? Maybe. I don't know who that would be off the top of my head. I can't think of one. I don't know. It's just yeah. I don't know the point. And honestly, I don't know who would they bring Shang-Chi's sister back to be his antagonist since she took over the Ten Rings at the end of the first movie. Would they maybe would they maybe involve him in the supernatural side possibly? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they do that, if they start bringing if they start using Shang-Chi in the supernatural side in Shang-Chi 2, that could actually be cool. Like I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I can't think of a Earthbound. Oh shit! Oh, by the way, the hand comes back in Spider-Man 5 too. I forgot. They're bringing the hand in Brand New Day, so that's another one. Um, no, maybe Thunderbolts versus the Hand since they're New York based. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Anywho, not super thrilled with that list. Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Midnight Suns. Hell yeah. Will Ghost Rider be getting a movie in the next saga, or will he just be in the Midnight Suns stuff? Again, I think they need to be concentrating way less on solo movies, and they need to be working on like team movies and big threats and shit. For the most part, you throw in a solo movie here and there, but it still has to be like, if not an A tier name, then like very high B tier, like high B tier. Thunderbolts 2 should be Osborn's Dark Avengers versus Yelena Walker's Zemo, Bullseye, Red Guardian, maybe, and Hawkeyes. That could be interesting. But they still have to introduce Norman Osborn. Like, they haven't introduced him in the MCU yet. So they'd have to do that prior to doing Thunderbolts 2. Alright, so Ghost Rider solo movie, just in Midnight Suns. Nothing I can confirm yet. Thanks for that, Al. What do you think is a likely place for Moon Knight to appear in outside of Midnight Suns or his own show in the next saga? Daredevil. Interesting. If he follows the path Khonshu had planned out for him, that would take him to New York. You know what? That actually could be fun. Daredevil versus Moon Knight, and I say versus Moon Knight because if y'all remember, at the end of the show, the most psycho personality, Jake, had taken over and was happily ready to kill for Khonshu. So I think that could actually be cool. And also, at this point, he's still only a Disney Plus show character right now, Moon Knight. So it only makes sense to, at least for now, keep him there until Midnight Suns and have him and Daredevil go at it. And I guess, well, it'd have to be season 4 now. So that would be fucking sick. Daredevil versus the Jake personality of Moon Knight, the most psycho one. I'd be here for that. What would you guys think about that? Excuse me. Avengers v Thunderbolts, where the Avengers get mind controlled and is left with Thunderbolts. Also, the Avengers name sells. I mean, I feel like they would have to do a little bit better than that, but yeah. But he's in Brand New Day, but they could introduce him in Thunderbolts too. Who, Moon Knight? Or, Osborn, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They could yeah, I suppose they could introduce him in Thunderbolts too. I don't know that they're gonna. I mean, it'd be cool if they introduced Osborn in Brand New Day. Honestly, they could introduce him in Spider-Man 5 and put Thunderbolts out after that. That would also work. I want him introduced in a Spider-Man project. I don't want him introduced in Thunderbolts. That's just my own. That's just my thing. But Osborn is a Spider-Man character. I don't want him introduced in anything not Spider-Man. That's just me, though. So, but yeah, Daredevil v Moon Knight season 4, gimme. Hulk stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Is the introduction of Grey Hulk just the color change, or is it something much deeper, like a new personality as in the comics? Because Bruce Banner suffers from dissociative identity disorder, whatever the fuck that is, like Moon Knight. Color and personality change, but not necessarily something like Joe Fixit. More like Hulk Piss. There's some, all the promo item. What up, C-Dub? I'm doing good, man. How are you? Dang, I wish you were here, like, towards the beginning, because I know you got younger youngins, and there's this dude out there that does, like, rave style kid songs, like kid songs but done rave style. It's pretty cool. So yeah, there's like all the promo material shows Hulk is green. In a couple of these teasers that they've dropped lately, he looks green gray, like a little bit of both. So, but he also looks massive. We'll get to that later too. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if they gray him out because he's like super goddamn angry, fine, whatever. I don't care. Gray Hulk won't bother me. I'm just glad if they gray Hulk him, it will not be Joe Fixit. Like darker with rage, I'm down for. All right. Next question. Are Hulk, Scar, She-Hulk, Red Hulk, Abomination, and the leader characters we can expect to be in Greenland, the Hulk Village concept art that leaked and play an important role? Possible, but not 100% sure. All right. Ooh, Marvel Studios animation. You've previously mentioned before that Marvel is looking to explore more animated projects set within the actual MCU, a la Eyes of Wakanda. Are there? I mean, that's true because X-Men '97 is not MCU. It's its own tree, as we've discussed a few times before. Are there any updates on that? Ten Rings was one of the titles I heard, but I'm unsure what the progress on that has been. The Ten Rings animated show. I don't hate the idea. I don't hate the idea. I'm not like, holy shit, yeah, bring on the Ten Rings, but I don't hate it. There's a rumored animated Iron Fist series following a female Iron Fist in the works. Any word on if this project is still happening / what it's about? Nothing I can confirm. Alright. I mean, whatever. I mean, if they're going to do that, I would think they would do it off the already existing female Iron Fist, i.e. the one that was introduced in Eyes of Wakanda. I mean, they may as well fucking go right back to that one if they're going to do it. At least in my opinion. Ooh, Nova. We've seen Brad Winderbaum allude to a cool team of characters when discussing the potential Nova project. Who do you think could be considered for that roster? He's referring to a Nova Corps team that will be alongside Richard Rider. The best example I can give is a composition similar to the Green Lantern animated series or Star Fox. Okay. Blah blah. I was hoping you could provide an update on the Nova project. Is Marvel still planning big things for him in the cosmic side of the MCU? Look above. Well, since Nova's been brought up in this Q&A, it's definitely fucking happening. How do we know? Because on the Writers Guild of America website, one Michael... Okay, yeah, no, I thought I fucked up. One Michael Waldron is listed as a writer on the show. Don't know if he's the writer, but he's definitely a writer. Now, for whatever reason, people seem to have a problem with Michael Waldron. And most of it, I believe, stems from Multiverse of Madness for whatever stupid-ass reason. A lot of people seem to think he did Wanda wrong, even though, as I've gone over more than once, he literally picked up right where the show left her. So, people are dumb for that shit. And also, this is the motherfucker that wrote Loki. He created the show Bible for Loki. Even though he wasn't like that much on season 2, they ran off his plan, his ideas. And Loki was the best fucking Disney Plus MCU show. Live action, I should say, because X-Men '97 is the best Disney Plus MCU show. Even though it's technically not in the main 616 continuity, it's still the best Marvel show on Disney Plus. And Loki's the best live action Marvel show on Disney Plus. So why the hell would you not want the dude that wrote Loki? Plus Waldron had to write for 2 directors, also true. Also true. I forget about that. I forgot Raimi was actually brought in to fix it. Because the other guy didn't like what Marvel wanted him to do. Like, welcome to the Marvel machine, bro. Like, you know, you can have your own vision for a movie, but only to a certain point, and you damn well better make sure that it fits in the continuity, or the overarching story, I should say. But yeah, so people stupidly bag on him for Multiverse of Madness, and are for whatever reason when they want to bag on him completely overlook Loki, which is stupid as shit. So I am fucking stoked that he's involved with Nova. Stoked. Now, no clue when they're going to get around to actually getting started on that thing, but when they do, Waldron in that bitch. Marvel stretched Waldron too thin with the Disney Plus shows. Yeah. And plus, who knows how much punching up he was doing to all kinds of other shit behind the scenes. I imagine Marvel kept him pretty busy without being obvious about it. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, Waldron's back, baby. And I'm happy about it. What the fuck? Where'd it go? Better be Richard Rider and not Sam Alexander. Well, Alex specifically said it was going to be Richard. So, yeah, it'll probably be the Dick Rider. Yes, that is true. That is very true, C-Dub. Oh, yeah. Here's this, here's Daredevil and Elektra's look in season 3. And this is real. It's from Getty. They're coordinated. How fun is that? If you're watching Game of Thrones and you're on the Red Wedding, it's so much better than House of Dragon. Yeah, I had started rewatching it, and then my ADD kicked in, and then I moved on to something else. I need to get back to it. Yeah, so this is what Elektra and Daredevil are going to look like in season 3. And I figure they're probably a story reason they're color coordinated. At least I would hope so. It's going to be interesting to see why. But yeah. What do you guys think, though? Is this not dope as fuck or what? I love this suit. This suit's cool as shit. Like the best of both worlds. And still rocking the double Ds. He's not, but he is. What do you guys think of that shit, though? Ah, here it is. Lecter is a badass, 100%. All right. All right. Now we have part 3 of the Perez. So let's get at it. Starting off with brand new day stuff. Is there any truth to Yelena bringing a brand new day? Other sources mentioned it a long time ago, but nothing has been mentioned since. Alex says, I've heard she's in it. Luckily, a small cameo, nothing major to add to the story. Well, we've got those rumors out there about the need for an intimacy coordinator in Brand New Day because, well, first of all, it's looking like it's going to be more than a small cameo, number one. Because the rumor that intimacy coordinator being necessary because there's going to be some kind of less than clothed scene with Holland and Yelena. Don't know what all that's going to involve. You know, maybe him seeing her through the bathroom door in the shower or some shit. Don't know. But, and then Feige over at shit, where they at? Shanghai or Billy or some shit like that. Oh yeah. So Feige at this this Billy thing. He said, talking about her role in Doomsday, he says, if you're a fan of Yelena, wait until Avengers Doomsday. Yelena plays a big part in that. Well, duh, she's on the new Avengers. But, he says, if you don't want to wait until then, you might see Yelena a little bit sooner in the movie. So, basically, Feige just soft confirmed she's going to be in Brand New Day. I would say. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty much what that shit means. So if he's confirming she's in it, that's also possible confirmation of some kind of undressed style scene between Yelena and Peter. All right, back at it. I heard a rumor that Sony may sell the rights to Spider-Man back to Disney as long as they can distribute the film. Have you heard that? I find it difficult to believe they'd let go of their cash cow. That's never gonna fucking happen. Let's just not. It's too good of a deal for Sony. They say, hey Kev, it's time to make another Spider-Man movie. Keep him in the MCU. Execute your plans for him. Have fun with it. We will just sit back and wait for our check for 75% of the box office. Have fun. So basically, they let Feige do all the damn work, and they take 3/4 of the gross and call it a day. They are never fucking selling Spider-Man. I mean, what would you sell Spider-Man if that was the deal you had? Here you go. Go make another $1 billion Spider-Man movie, and we'll take $750 million of it. Like who? Why? Why would they sell with that sweetheart deal? That would be insane. Like they would have to be the fucking dumbest executives on the planet if they did that shit. Made a long post about this, but basically the only way that happens is if Disney buys Sony Pictures. Yeah, pretty much. Which also isn't going to happen. So yeah, no. Which they could probably do for the same price as they bought Fox. Yeah, maybe, but Sony's not closing down anytime soon. They're not in any super big trouble that I'm aware of. Maybe they are. But yeah, I don't really see that happening. And another thing is depending who's in charge in DC, like which party has power at the time. Like that shit definitely would not happen under a Democratic administration. They're very antitrust. They'd be like, yeah, fuck you. Under no circumstances would it even get as far as this Paramount buying Warner Brothers sale has right now. Like, it wouldn't even get to the Department of Justice. Like, the fucking FCC would be like, nope, not happening. No way. Fox had a reason to say exactly. So, yeah, it's just Sony's never selling Spider-Man and Disney's never buying Sony. All right. Next question. After Brand New Day is released, will you be able to tell us all the details about the development history of No Way Home and Brand New Day? Examples being initial plans, aborted arcs, alternate endings, etc. Your mention of Smythe and the Spider Slayers being part of the pre-multiverse plans for No Way Home sounded intriguing, and it would be cool to hear more about what could have been. Alex says, shout. Next question. So, because there's a lack of clarity regarding the main villain of Brand New Day, what would you say are the motives behind whoever this is and the way it connects to the integral conflict they may have with Spidey at the heart of this movie? Alex says, there are many villains in this movie with different purposes and goals. Some are resolved really easily, probably referring to the montage. Others take a larger chunk of their runtime to solve, and some don't get resolved at all. Tombstone, leaving it open for the next installment. But all have one thing in common that's stopping them from achieving their goal. Spider-Man. So yeah. Resolved really easily. Again, that's probably the montage, your boomerang, your tarantula, that kind of thing. Others take a larger chunk of the runtime to solve, probably your Scorpion. And potentially Hulk. Some don't get resolved at all. Again, Tombstone gonna be around for a minute. That's been a report out there for a couple weeks or a month or so. It's all. All right, next question. Could we also be looking at a Val-like figure connected to the streets in this film? Less Val, more the leader, but actually good. Okay, so the leader was a massive behind-the-scenes guy, running shit from his little cage and whatnot. So I'm guessing that, obviously probably not in the cage, but it's the behind-the-scenes part I think he's talking about, but done way better. Sounds like Norman might be in that movie after all. What, Brand New Day? Maybe. Maybe, baby. Possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible. But in my opinion, it's not likely. Beyond maybe a name drop. But who knows? I could be wrong. I kind of hope I am wrong, honestly. One of the times where I want to be wrong. One of those very, 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 very rare times. Any new insights on the direction Spider-Man is taking after Secret Wars? Alex says yes, but let's not use the S word just yet. I assume he's referring to Secret Wars. And I have no idea what the fuck he would answer it that way, so whatever. And he's probably talking about his massive involvement in Secret Wars, which I assume, at least towards the end, will kind of set up where he's going next, or at least where he's going to start next. Are there plans for Tom Holland to square off against the Sinister Six? Nothing to note. All right. Which other MCU characters do you think could show up in the future Spider-Man movies, since every used Spider-Man movie needs to have a mainline MCU character in it? That is true. It's part of the contract. Why at least Hulk is in this, and then, obviously if Marvel Studios wants to add more, they will, i.e. Punisher, the montage villains, Tombstone, yada yada. Daredevil and Defenders for sure. Spider-Man 5, baby. I'd love the Champions to pop up at some point too. Moon Knight as well. Okay. I'm down for Moon Knight. No thank you on Champions. Moving on. Vision Quest. With Vision Quest going to Madripoor, are we likely to check in with Sharon, aka the Power Broker? How can you be sure Madripoor is real? Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of AI involved, a lot of time spent inside Ultron and Vision's head. So yeah, there's no way to confirm that the Madripoor in Vision Quest will actually be more than something going on in an android type sort of head. Ooh, X-Men and Mutants. Hell yeah. That's it. What other mutant projects will we get beside the X-Men in the next saga? Black Panther 3 is one for sure. And he mentioned that in the last one, that it's going to involve supernatural and mutant. And more than just Namor. You know what actors are being approached to play Bobby Drake? I know people like Odessa Asian have been connected to Rogue. Alex says, nope. All right, so you don't know shit. What's going on with Magic in X-Men 97? She's dead. Oh, okay, well, that's a rare answer that's to the damn point. That isn't a negative one like the no. I mean, we saw what looked like Colossus holding her dead body in one of the teasers that we saw. So, not a big shock there. Is there any truth to rumors that Marvel is looking at Anne Hathaway for X-Men, and if so, do you know what role? Not that I've heard of. They are, however, looking potentially at Indy Navarrete of Obsession fame. Just as an aside. She's had meetings with many directors, including Jake Schreier, who is helming the upcoming X-Men movie. And she has said that she would like to be in, or at least wouldn't mind being a Marvel movie, would like to be in a Marvel movie. So if they actually bring her in as a member of the X-Men, I'm thinking Kitty Pryde. But we'll see. And okay, last one. Miscellaneous Marvel Studios and other something. Jessica Henwick said some interesting things recently about Colleen Wing and Misty Knight starting a detective agency like in the comics. Do you think we will see that soon? It's possible. I don't care about Kingdom Hearts 4. Have you heard of any movement in regard to Captain Britain in a series or movie? Nope. When will Big Wheel in the Wall make their MCU debut? Unknown. You recently teased Kang or Ramatut returning in some way and teased that it may not be in relation to the Avengers. Can we expect this to connect to the new X-Men in a way similar to X-Men 97 Season 2? Watch X-Men 97 and tune in to find out. Okay. All right, last question. What's the plan for the cosmic section of the MCU? Now we know they currently have the primary characters being the Marvels, the Fantastic Four, and Guardians of the Galaxy. But who would you say the pillars of Marvel's cosmic side will be in the next 5 to 10 years? Nova for sure is one. Star-Lord will be another. Shi'ar and Eternals. Obviously, we want the fucking Shi'ar because they play a big part in X-Men. And in other cosmic stories, of course. Yeah, give me Shi'ar. Give me Nova. I mean, I'm totally fine bringing Star-Lord back. The Eternals, they just need to bring back for Judgment Day and then let them go away again. Like, real talk. Alright. So, that ends the June Q&As from Alex Perez. What do you guys think, chat? Overall thoughts? How do you feel about this shit? Had some interesting answers. A lot of vague answers, as per usual. You know, Sanoff hopes King does return. I mean, As long as they do a better job, yeah. Kang returns. Icarus. Kang returns in Star Trek. Wrath of Kang. Jesus. Kang! You'd have to watch Wrath of Khan to know what that one was about. But I think the Inhumans will be introduced. Probably at some point. I mean, they live on the moon, so they're kind of cosmic. But if they do get introduced, I don't even know that it'll be in the Mutant Saga. It might be in the next one. Or possibly not at all. I don't know. I mean, technically, they were introduced in Multiverse of Madness just by Black Bolt, but... And obviously, he died in that, but that was also in 838. So, that... What up, Prez? But still, like... originally, the Inhumans concept was introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then, of course, again, Black Bolt, Multiverse of Madness. And he's the leader of the Inhumans, so... It'd be very confusing for normal audience to do Inhumans and Mutants at the same time. Yeah. The Inhuman show wasn't good. I don't think they tried again soon. Yeah, probably not soon. Probably not soon. Maybe eventually. Honestly, if they're going to do Inhumans, they should do it on Disney Plus. I think the Inhumans would be good for Disney Plus. Possibly even animated. Yeah, they feel like Disney Plus characters to me. Hey. Got a few more people in here than earlier. Welcome. Thank you for clicking. Hi, buddy. Hi, Meowite. Thank you, Kitty. Technically, Miss Marvel is an Inhuman. Well, not according to the show. She's a mutant now. And they switched her to a mutant in the comic. After they killed her in a Spider-Man comic. And then brought her back. She's a mutant in the MCU and in Spider-Man. And in the comics now. Unless they switched her back. I don't know if they switched her back. That's just last I knew, but that was a while ago. Honestly. Don't look at me in that tone of voice, cat. Stick your ass on the internet, piss you off again, bro. Hi, baby. That's a big boy. Yeah, there you go. Keep your distance from the mouse. I know you're a cat and it's a mouse, but I need my arm to be able to go there, bro. I'm not saying you can't hang out up here, but, you know, just pick your own little space. It's big A. Isn't Namor originally an Inhuman until the MCU? Nope. He's a mutant in the comics. Pretty sure. Pretty sure he's a mutant in the comics as well. Not too much we didn't already know. I mean, that's true. Of course, let's not forget, that's the June Q&A. So it's a little behind on that. It's like a week and a half old, at least part 3. So we've heard some shit since then. Yeah. Got a few more people in here. Welcome. Thank you for clicking. Appreciate it. Did y'all hit like? If you didn't hit like, please hit like. Appreciate it. And if you're new, hit sub too. And the bell. Namor's been a mutant since 63. Well, there we go. Kitty left. You think an Avengers Illuminati movie can work? I think bringing the 616 Illuminati in would be cool. Honestly, I would have set them up in the 616 rather than just in the 838 for Secret Wars. Like, really get after the Hickman run, the time runs out part, Avengers, New Avengers. But since they're not, I mean, there's plenty of other storylines that they were involved in the comics that you can bring them in on this, since everyone's going to be under the same roof for the most part again. So I think that could work. The Illuminati fucking around behind everyone's back, screwing around with the Avengers and shit. Yeah, that could be cool. If with the usual caveat, if they fucking do it well, it definitely could work. I'd be here for it. I think we may have gotten what we're going to get for the Illuminati for a while. That team with new faces might appear in the next couple of Avengers movies, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, that's the only place I'd put them. Is in an Avengers movie or an X-Men movie. They'd be good in either one, but yeah, big title movie would be the only place I'd put them. For sure. Totally agree on that. His thoughts on Patrick Stewart officially retiring after Doomsday and not Secret Wars. Well, my thoughts on that are Patrick Stewart came out and said, I'm never fucking retiring. That's my thoughts on that. It's not happening because he said, I will never officially retire from acting. Direct quote. Why is it every time I welcome people, they all fucking leave? I had 13 concurrents, and I said, welcome, thanks for stopping by. And 3 minutes later, I'm down to 9. What the fuck? Do people not like being welcomed? Do people not like being acknowledged? I'm trying to be polite up in here. Next time I'm gonna ignore them motherfuckers. Maybe they'll stay around longer. Until he's 90. He's already fucking 90, I think. Damn close to it. Oh, he's 85. So yeah, definitely till he's 90. I heard they'll keep Wolverine as main for the Eaton Saga. He's going to be around. I don't know if he's going to be a main, but he's definitely going to be around. Possibly 2 of them will be around. Jackman and whoever the new one's going to be. Do hope Stewart and McKellen are going to be in Secret Wars. I mean, I hope so too, but I don't know. We'll see. I hope so, though. I truly hope so. Those are 2 of my favorite actors, period. Those are just 2 of my favorite actors, period. I think we'll see McAvoy or Fassbender in Doomsday Secret Wars. Those 2, I would say Secret Wars more than Doomsday. Doomsday looks like it's going to be dealing with the the older Fox X-Men rather than the younger cast. But I can definitely see them coming in Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is going to have even more variants in it than Doomsday, I believe. I mean, I would love to see them in both. Honestly, I wouldn't. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest if those two were in were Professor X and Magneto in the in the Mutant Saga, especially Fassbender. But I like McAvoy. All right, man. Have a great night. Thanks for being here, bro. Always good to see you. Always good to see you. Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff real quick. My bad. Trying to get some shit straight in my head, chat. Why the fuck is it looking like that? Don't care about that. You. That is. Bear with me, I'm almost done. Okay. Cool. Alright. Let's roll. Interesting thing. Actually. That one. Okay. So my bookmark's on my tip, and I did not even realize. Where's that one? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Cool. Anyway. Oh, here's an interesting one. Check this shit out. So you guys remember how many people I lost staring at the screen? Oh, maybe I should mouth breathe at the camera more so people can't or mouth breathe at my screen more. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so you guys will recall when it comes to Doomsday, where the fuck Doom lives has been debated. Is he from the 828? Is he from a different universe? There's been evidence for both. Now, one of the biggest reasons we had to believe he was from a different universe, and not the 828, was one Alex Perez. If that name sounds familiar, because we just did 2 parts of his Doom Q&A. And he had said, I can't remember how far back it was, but he had said a while back that Dr. Doom came from a different universe. Well, chat. Last week, he issued a mea culpa on that one. Check this shit out. Alex says, clarification. It would appear that I was wrong in my previous statements about RDJ's Doom belonging to an alternate universe in Doomsday. While that was the path that was originally explored, Doom is in fact from Earth 828 as previously reported by previous leaks. My bad. So, Mr. Perez A has clarified that Doom is from the 828. And you got to respect the fact that he was willing to come out and clarify it. You know? Integrity. I appreciate it. So that's very cool. But So, not from an alternate universe, from the 828. However, being from the 828 does not preclude him leaving the 828 and going to another universe, somehow not causing an incursion, but leaving the 828, going to another universe, getting his family that have been in the leaks, losing his family as has been in the leaks, and then coming back to the 828. And him dipping out to another universe and, again, miraculously avoiding an incursion, but, don't think about it too much. Would also explain that one bit of evidence against him being, at the time, the one bit of evidence in favor of him not being from that universe was when in the United Nations scene in Fantastic Four where they showed the Latvian chair. And if you took a close look at the symbol on the flag, it was not Doom's. Someone else is running Latveria in the Fantastic Four movie. No, someone else is running Latveria in the Fantastic Four movie, but Doom is still from 828. Obviously, he was off somewhere else being busy doing whatever if he's not running Latveria. So that would at least tacitly support him, at least for a while, living in another universe. Getting the family he wanted in that other universe. Getting pissed off about incursions in that other universe. Conducting an experiment in that other universe and losing his family due to said experiment in the other universe. Getting fucked up to the point where he needs his armor. And then he comes back to 828 in that post-credit scene from Fantastic Four. So there's that. But yeah, it's official. RDJ Doom is from the Fantastic Four universe. Which means that even though there's all the reports and all the crying that Doom is obsessed with Steve, since he is from the 828, it is now going to be a hell of a lot easier for him and Reed to have the history they're supposed to. And some newer leaks and rumors are saying that that actually will be acknowledged in Doomsday to a greater extent than originally thought. Which is awesome. Right? So, Doom's from 828. Him and Reed will have their proper history. But he wasn't running Latveria, and so he probably was, if not elsewhere on the globe busy, elsewhere in a whole other universe busy. And potentially getting busy. Because he's supposed to have a kid. Damn, this thing probably needs a charge. Do I think Doom will disguise himself as an ally with the heroes to obtain what he wants? 100% yes. I mean, he's gonna be in his armor and shit. He's gonna be and look like Dr. Doom, but he's gonna be lying his fucking ass off. Like, one of the oldest bits of info about this movie is that Doom is going to be manipulating literally everybody. And obviously one big part of that manipulation has to be him allying himself with the 616 Avengers. And New Avengers and Wakandans and all that shit. And one of the Doomsday leaks flat out says that he and Reed go convince Steve to convince the Avengers on 616 to trust Doom. And of course, Reed is not going to suspect Doom because last he knew, Victor was, obviously Doom's always been a narcissist. Reed knows that, but Reed has no clue about what Doom's been up to when he's been away. As far as he knows, Victor is still at least somewhat of a friend, which explains why he would go with him to talk to Steve, whom Loki hid in the 828, and somehow not causing an incursion. We have some miraculous non-incursions happening, which makes me wonder if they're going to be shifting away from the reason for incursions as outlined in Multiverse of Madness and going more straight comic, where they're exceedingly rare except for when Doom starts the shit, which led into, which was part of Hickman's Avengers New Avengers Time Runs Out Secret Wars thing. That shit's on Doom. That style of incursion. Maybe a couple random ones happen here and there. It's just, part of the natural order of things. But, if they're going to start ignoring people being in the wrong universes, not causing an incursion, i.e. Steve in 828, Doom and whatever universe he went and had himself a family in, that means they have to be adopting the comic version, which is where it kind of happens randomly on its own, on a small scale, until in Avengers New Avengers Time Runs Out, Doom turns it into a large scale thing. So, but yep, Doom's officially from 828. A little more Doomsday shit. Ladies and gentlemen, a toy leak has happened. And this time from Lego. And Chad, it would appear the Dark Avengers are back on the table. Check this shit out. By the way, I hope you brought lots of snacks. We're going for a while. This is a Lego leak. And it is a Dark Avengers Quinjet, which includes Hydra Captain America. Oh, courtesy of Unibricks, who or whatever the fuck that is. But yeah, Lego's going to be coming out as part of its Doomsday set. Allegedly, a Dark Avengers Quinjet that will include Hydra Cap in his little Lego form. Now, we've been... rumors and leaks have been going back and forth on the Dark Avengers for years, or at least over a year. We've been hearing about Hydra Cap for a long time. First it was going to be a thing, then it wasn't going to be a thing, then it was going to be a thing, then it wasn't going to be a thing, then it was going to be a thing, and then it wasn't. But evidently, it's a thing. Hydra Cap's a thing. Dark Avengers is a thing. Now, how many of the OG6 will be Dark Avengers in this movie? No telling. Like, for example, the likelihood of ScarJo coming back is quite small. Possible, but quite small. Now, Hydra Cap, obviously. I don't know. We'll see. It could be the OG. Well, 5 of the OGs in their dark forms, like Hydra Cap and Hawkeye never stops being Ronin. Maestro Hulk, possibly. Who am I missing? Oh, don't know about maybe Superior Iron Man. He was a massive dick in the comics. I don't know. We'll see, but Dark Avengers with Hydra Cap, at least. Fuck yeah, baby. What do you guys think? You guys happy about that shit? Were you fond of the idea when it was an idea? Were you disappointed when it became not an idea? Are you happy now that it's, at least according to this and according to this leak from Unibricks, there's going to be a Dark Avengers Quinjet set with a little Lego Captain Dark or Hydra Cap in it. That'll be dope. What say you about that, chat? If anything. Okay. Damn it. Fucking motherfucker. All right. A little more Doomsday shit. This is Spider-Man shit. And then I got to crap on DC for a while again. Okay. So, as mentioned before, Marvel's over in Shanghai for some kind of, or like Billy, or I can't remember the name of the event, something like that. And obviously, they're doing a lot of Doomsday promo. So we got to look at some concept art, and we got to look at some of the promotional sets, and they're fucking dope. So first of all, this poster, and again the pattern of it should seem pretty similar because there was art very much like this for Endgame and Infinity War and other Avengers movies too. But check this shit out. So we got Doom in the middle. We have not dressed as Captain America, just straight up Steve Rogers, looking like he did in Infinity War. Ant-Man. We got the Thunderbolts. And then we got Thor. And then down here, yeah. I think that's Mystique with short hair. And then we have, of course, Channing Tatum's Gambit, Beast, Cyclops, or wait, Nightcrawler, sorry. Cyclops, Beast, and of course, McKellen, Magneto, and Patrick Stewart, Professor X. So, you know, our teams. This is going to be, I mean, Thor's on his own. He's going to be coming in from wherever he's been with Love. So yeah, this is some of the Earthbound Avengers. Curious that they highlighted the Thunderbolts and didn't really do shit with Sam. Oh, there he is. Okay, so over here we have the Fantastic Four. We have Sam, Shang-Chi, and the Wakandans. Obviously, we know there has to be more of the regular, not new Avengers, which of course is, you know, new Avengers. Obviously, there has to be more people teamed up with Sam, other than Shang-Chi and the Wakandans. So I'm sure there'll be more than that. But you know, these are our three basic teams. And of course, Doom in the middle. I like how they got the eyes glowing. I doubt it'll be like that in the movie, but for art, that's it. What do you guys think? You like this shit? I think this is pretty spooking dope. And these are like how they're going to be dressed, how it's going to look. Not in their 60s shit. A little bit, there's kind of 60s shit. I wonder if they'll stay in their 60s shit the whole time or not. But yeah. Yeah, there it be, chat. We got this cool ass. This is not a poster. This is like art. Like big display. What do you guys think of that? I think it's pretty dope. Oh, I don't know. Side note. Just a quick side note. I don't know if I mentioned it, but like a long time ago, not super long ago, but I got blocked by my time. Well, fucking RPK was whining about that piece of concept art. So I corrected him on a couple things he misspoke on, and then told him that since he and Shine have an obvious bias against Feige, his opinion is fucking worthless, and I got blocked by RPK today. Fucking pussy. You know what, dude? That's what I gotta say. Don't post stupid shit. You won't get called out. You know, taking shit from people is part of the game when you put yourself out there. Don't fucking put yourself out there if you don't want to catch shit. And don't be a little bitch when you do catch shit. You know, I'm well aware that if I somehow become way bigger than I currently am now, I'm going to catch some shit. Part of the fucking game. Can't deal with it. Don't play. So, quick aside there. And then there's someone was nice enough. Also in Shanghai, there's a lot of promotional setup. Check this shit out, chat. This shit is dope. This is going to be a video. The first thing we have is Marvel Studios logo, of course, in green now. And we have this cool wall that looks like the ship behind, in the countdown video. And we have a shadow of doom right here. That's pretty cool. And then there's more. We have a rendition of the X Mansion with Charles' wheelchair and a seat for Magneto and a chessboard. And of course, looks like they're in Charles' library in the mansion. And then we have just some kind of random thing. This is the new Doomsday Avengers A. We got Mjolnir here. We got Cap Shield here. This is just kind of a cool thing. Not sure exactly what it represents, but it's pretty kind of dope. And then we have Doom's fucking throne. Then we have Wakandan throne. And then we have Fantastic Four shit. Reed's lab. So I'm guessing this is just about the Earthbound Avengers here. So it's, each team has their own deal. I mean, Doom is his own fucking team, obviously. Yeah, more representations of the various teams here. Obviously, X-Men, Avengers, Doom's throne room, which is dope. Wakandan, and Fantastic Four. What do you guys think of that shit? Do you wish you're in Shanghai? Being able, I'm pretty sure people can walk through that shit. Like, you can wandering about. Obviously, they probably don't want you touching much, but, you can walk up close to them at least. Maybe not all the way through them, but, personally, I think that's sick as fuck. What do you guys think? We're going to kind of move at pace through a couple things. What do you guys think of that? I think those freaking displays are cool as shit. I think those are pretty fucking sweet. I rolled a fucking 1. What the fuck, Streamlabs? Lame. All right. Well, you guys don't appear to have a lot to say about that, so we'll move the fuck on. Spider-Man Brand New Day. We got some shit. Wait, that's Sony. Nope, can't do that. Never mind. So there's a new teaser out for Spider-Man Brand New Day. How long is it? 30 seconds. Nope, I'll probably get cracked. So I can't really show it, but it's generated some pretty dope images. And I don't have all of them. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to leave it on mute.
Hi, my name is...
Nope, can't do it. So we're gonna play the don't show too much at one time game and try and survive this motherfucker. So check this shit out. This is a 30-second teaser, just came out. We have young Peter, not so young Peter anymore. Like, the crew's now in its early 20s. Going on the subway. And as you heard before I muted it, we're starting with him reciting that letter again. Got him working in his apartment. Doing laundry. We've seen that before. Eating some Little Caesars and some crazy bread. Looking longingly at his past. Looking sad. I don't know if y'all know this. I've probably mentioned it before, but Little Caesars was born in fucking Detroit, Michigan. I've been to the first store that ever was. Just want to put that out there. All right, we continue. This is probably what he's watching, looking all depressed. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Well, looks like he was also recently getting thumped on in Spider-Man mode, I would say. Hi, buddy. Well, you know what? You've been in hiding, freaking out over the toddler, so you're not getting your wet food tonight. That was something you should have gotten like almost 5 hours ago, bro. Excuse me. All right, we continue. Got him. We've seen him doing this before. And leap. Hi, baby boy. Excuse me, hiccup. Okay, now check this shit out. First of all, he's got a contraption on here, chat. Check this out. And also, that suit looks fucking great. We have a Hulk. We have Spider-Man dragging Punisher, who's shooting at Hulk. Let me say that again. Hi, buddy. Say hi. Say hi. Stick your head back up. Look at the camera. That's my cat Smudge. Darth Smudge, technically. I just thought it'd be fun since, he's got the black cape essentially to name him Darth. Turns out that was prophetic. He's a little fucking asshole. You're a little asshole. You're adorable, but you're an asshole. Yeah. Alright, get out of my face. Boot to boot. Go. Go. Isn't he adorable though? Alright. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so back to the teaser. We have a very angry Hulk. We have a Peter dragging Punisher who's shooting at the Hulk. That's knuckin' fun. Dude, Destin Daniel Cretton understood the assignment. Holy shit. And then, again, we see Peter in the hand. I'm like, God damn it. Shuriken being flung at him. Him going. See, it's funny though, because the mask he's perfectly fine here. And then maskless and fucked up here. Way surrounded. This would be the point probably where he breaks the katana and shit. Nope, now they're skipping that one. Swinging around. We've seen this in other teasers. We've seen this part in teasers. Got Ezra Bridger. Looks like he's, with the subtitles, he's probably reciting that letter again this whole time. Alright, now here we have Peter. There's that contraption again. And you guys recognize this? How about there? That's Shocker's gauntlet from Homecoming, chat. That's what that is. Creighton is throwing it back to Homecoming. How fucking cool is that? Now check this shit out. That's why he has it. Look at Hulk, guys. See, he looks gray-green. He doesn't look gray, but the green isn't as vibrant either. But look at how fucking massive he is. He's never been this big in the MCU, chat. Never. Look at how huge. And obviously they kept the Ruffalo Hulk version of the face, but they fixed him, chat. He's obviously not fucking Smart Hulk anymore, but now he's fucking massive. What do you guys think? Is that not awesome or what? He's just ridiculously huge now. The biggest he's been under Marvel Studios, period. Like, Norton's Hulk wasn't this big. This is the Hulk I think we've all been waiting for, chat. And I think the reason he looks gray-green is because, remember in Alex's Q&A when they were talking about the color change? He was saying gray was not Joe Fix-It, but more like super-duper angry Hulk. This is it right here. Damn, that's fucking impressive. And here we go. See, now he looks more green. Right here. Spidey going after him with the fucking Shocker gauntlet. He looks more green in this angle than he does this angle. This is more shadow, though. That's a bit brighter. The angle of the light's a bit different. But still, holy hell, he is humongous. Ooh, hold up. See, looks green in the light here. I mean, again, not the green, not green. There's like a grayish kind of tint to the green, but look at this shot. This is a poster. Right here, this could be a poster. A little bit better lighting in this spot right here, but this could be a poster. Like, my God. This movie, they're cooking. Fucking, they cook. They cook big time with this. Like, that's another reason I don't want a Shang-Chi 2 is so VDC can concentrate on this shit. Don't distract him with Shang-Chi 2. He needs to be all Spider-Man. Uh-oh. And of course, you got to rescue the kid. What do you guys think of that? Now I can minimize this and see if I'm being warned. Well, that's the opposite. There's a warning on here, but it's saying I'm feeding it too much bit rate. You guys remember I was always being told it wasn't enough of one with my old machine? No, evidently it's too fucking much. And since I had to check the back end, it's time to fucking handle again. And hopefully do better than a fucking 1. Just happy it's coming in a few weeks. That would be 3. Oh, you're back. Hello. I know you missed me when you were hiding from the toddler. I know. Hi. Hello. Your brother hates being put on the internet. You obviously don't seem to mind. Yes, I think. Stop it. Fucking up my mic. Stop it. Stop rubbing the mic. Yes, you're adorable. Oh, I lost again. God damn it. All right. If you don't leave the mic alone, I'm putting you down again. Okay, let me rephrase. I'm not going to put you down. I love you. But I will remove you from the desk. If you don't chill the fuck out. So how fucking sick was that, chat? This movie is going to be amazing. This movie, chat, I am becoming more and more convinced that I'm almost 100% of the way there. That Spider-Man is going to make more than Doomsday. Spider-Man is going to make more money than Doomsday. You know what? Fuck it. I'm calling it. Spider-Man's going to make more money than Doomsday. Make sure I get it. I don't care about domestically. Give me a world. Why did it drop? I want. Give me what I want, you motherfuckers. Yeah, that's domestic. Come on, I saw a number for global. Saw someone mention it. Where'd it go? Oh. Sorry, bear with me for a minute. I just want to make sure. What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go from memory because this is pissing me the hell off. All right. So let's talk some Spider-Man box office predictions. Savage Hulk back before GTA 6, 100%. That is true. All right, so check this shit out, chat. Spider-Man's about to make all the fucking money. And again, let's hope Hulk doesn't cower again if Doom beats him up, right? Yeah, they better not give us this magnificent fucking Savage Hulk and then take him away again. I'll be so fucking... Dude, I will verbally riot if they do that bullshit. I will lose my goddamn mind. I don't care. I'll be pissed if they do that shit. All right, so check this shit out. Spider-Man Brand New Day, chat, is tracking to open with a 230 million to 250 million just domestically, which would make it the biggest opening of 2026 and put it in contention for biggest opening of the Spider-Man movie with No Way Home. I don't remember No Way Home's number. I think it was 263. This is potentially creeping up on that motherfucker. But yeah, 230 to 250 million domestically. And I saw somewhere, and I'm still annoyed that I couldn't find it, that the global total was looking at 500 to 550 million. Chat. This movie could come, like, what would that be? Premieres on the 31st. Second. Come August 3rd, this movie could be already a quarter of the way to $1 billion in 3 days. Now, Endgame cracked $1 billion its first weekend. That was insane. So, but yeah, this is crazy. Like, as we all know, No Way Home pulled 1.9 billion without China. We have China this time around, yo. With a $550 million opening, potentially, if it hits that, I think this motherfucker will beat No Way Home. I think this motherfucker will crack $2 billion. And if it cracks $2 billion, it's definitely making more than Doomsday. I do not see Doomsday cracking $2 billion. It's got too much baggage. There's still too many morons like saying dumb shit about it, not liking it. I think 95% of those morons will be seated, but still. I think Spider-Man is going to make more than Doomsday, and it is entirely possible that it's going to make more than No Way Home and crack the $2 billion. Russo's made Evaluate Hunt again because Russo said they don't know what to do with it. Well, they better fucking figure it out. That's all I got to say. So yeah, Spider-Man is about to make a fuck ton of money. Now, those were domestic numbers, but check this shit out. This is hilarious. Now, this is a nice little anecdote about some anecdotal evidence that supports this movie's going to make all the fucking money. Check this shit out. Spider-Man Brand New Day pre-sales have been halted in South Korea after the film set the biggest first-day pre-sales revenue of any comic book movie this decade. A lobby led by Korean film companies pressured theaters, saying pre-sales started too early and appealing for the so-called protection of the difficult Korean film industry. Spider-Man is selling so well in South Korea, the domestic movie industry felt threatened and forced theaters to stop selling Spider-Man tickets for now. Yes, that's only in South Korea, but still, how crazy is that? All their version of a pile of Hollywood executives went to their theater owners and were like, "Bro, stop it. Our industry isn't that strong already, and you're allowing it to be fucking smothered by Spider-Man. Knock it the fuck off." How crazy is that shit, guys? A country, an entire fucking country was buying so much Spider-Man, the movie industry was like, "Stop it. You're fucking us over." Is that not nuts or what? What do you guys think of that shit? Oh yeah, I forgot. One more thing on Doomsday. Just real quick. Alright, check this shit out, chat. Now this is a rumor. How much Spider-Man is too much Spider-Man? I don't know. Ask MJ. Alright. Now this is a rumor. Obviously, we've heard rumors earlier that I forgot to address because I couldn't find the fucking shit that talked about it. But there's been talk of how the Russos are working on a third Avengers movie. And of course, that restarted all the speculation that Secret Wars could be split in two. But now there's this. And again, this is a rumor, this is unconfirmed, but check this shit out. According to this person who supposedly knows something, the trailer for Doomsday will air on the YouTube channel on Disney Plus and Disney Plus 1 hour after it airs at SDCC. A source close to the event tells me that there will be a surprise that no one expects and that there is a new project to show on the calendar. All right. So let's take this in reverse order. There's supposed to be a new project on the calendar that we've not seen before. That supposedly hasn't been talked about before. There will be another some sort of surprise that no one expects. I'm not sure what that could be, and they're talking about that as separate from the new project, so it's not that. What do you guys think? I feel like it's probably something to do with casting, maybe. Might be a formal announcement that Avengers movie, the Russos, talked about that they're going to be working on at some point. Will that surprise be that movie that they talk about will be part 2 of Secret Wars? I don't know. But whatever it is, and again, this is a rumor, but let's assume it's true. We'll have a new project. We'll have some sort of big old surprise that no one expects. Although if it's an announcement of Secret Wars 2, some of us will suspect it, but we are a very small bubble in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, you can say that. Technically, you can't say that no one expects it, but really you kind of can. You know what I mean? And then, of course, first of all, that the trailer will be at SDCC, as we've long suspected, since we still haven't fucking gotten it. But the kicker, 1 hour after it airs at SDCC, it will be on the YouTube channel on Marvel's YouTube channel and Disney Plus. Now, as we know, SDCC is in 2 weeks. And as we also know, Marvel's Hall H presentation will be on Saturday, the 25th of this month, 2 weeks, running from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Which means if this is accurate, we'll get the trailer around 10:30 Eastern. Now, I know Josh is going to do his yearly, his SDCC, his SDCC stream that he always does. It's one of the biggest ones he ever, generally his biggest one of the year when he does it. So, of course, why the fuck wouldn't he? But I'm going to make sure it's cool with Mrs. Chillin', but I'm going to go fucking early and do my own. Which means in 2 weeks, if everything works out the way I want it to, I'll be going live about 8 or 8:15. Because the panel starts at 8:30. So we'll be checking that out. And then we'll talk about whatever for an hour. And then if this is right, we'll be breaking down the trailer at 10:30. How about that? How about that? God, I hope this is right. They will publicly release the trailer after they show it at SDCC. But that's how it's going to go if this is accurate, chat. And I'm very curious what the surprise is in the new project. So, whoever this person is, I hope this shit's accurate, because I want that goddamn trailer. I'm less concerned about the surprise in the new project. I want the fucking trailer! Anywho, what do you think about that, chat? We get a cast chairs reveal number 2. Yeah, I'm fine without the chairs. But, more cast being the surprise reveal at SDCC, I'm totally down with. 100%. All right, chat. We've reached everyone's favorite time of the stream, which is where Chillin' has to pee, and I put awesomeness up on the screen while I'm gone. And then when I come back, we will deal with the DCU in a bit. Give me another couple run throughs to finish. What up, Printed Monkey? Welcome in. Thanks for clicking. All right. If you didn't finish, that's on you. Fun part is, I just switched to me, but I haven't actually turned it off my other screen yet. All right, I am now. Okay, chat, you ready to talk about James Gunn being a fucking idiot? I'm not even going to bring up Supergirl. And just weird shit about DC. All right, you ready? James Gunn's a fucking idiot. James Gunn has a well-documented obsession with C and D tier obscure characters. And he has yet to figure out that that's not the way to go about things. But he seems to refuse to figure it out because we heard rumors about this being a thing a while back, but now DC Studios is reportedly prioritizing the Deathstroke and Bane movie. No director cast attached yet. Why the fuck are we prioritizing the Deathstroke and Bane movie? Which would be the second villain-oriented movie, which may or may not have a hero in it. First one being, of course, Clayface, with no Batman. And now we have a Deathstroke and Bane movie. Now, obviously, Bane is associated with Batman. Deathstroke, he just fucked with everybody. But he's, one of those people being Batman. So this makes 3 Batman villains. 2, Clayface, and now these 2 in this movie. And we're getting those all before we actually get fucking Batman in the DCU. Obviously, we have Reeves. But what the hell are we doing? Why are we prioritizing another villain movie? We don't have the Trinity yet. That should be the priority. The Trinity should be the priority. Now, we are allegedly getting Wonder Woman and Man of Tomorrow, allegedly. There is still an outside chance that Gunn is stupid enough to cast Adria Arjona as fucking Maxima. But hopefully he's not that dumb. Obviously he's being goddamn stupid. Well, hopefully he's not that stupid. So, cool. Second member of the Trinity. Possibly next summer. But what about fucking Batman? When the fuck are we going to complete the Trinity with the DCU Batman? Why are we fucking around with Batman's villains? Give us the goddamn hero. Like, what the fuck? That's just number one. Now, here's something that isn't directly tied to James, but also doesn't bode well for James. Check this shit out. This is according to Jeff Snyder. DC Studios is rumored to be developing a Poison Ivy series set within Matt Reeves' universe. Why is the Reeves universe still going to be active when we don't even have our regular DCU Batman? Like, why are they continuing to have internal competition between the Reevesverse and the mainline DCU? Why? Why are we doing this? Should Warner Brothers not be concentrating on just the DCU? This is more Warner Brothers stupidity than James's this time. But what are we doing here? I mean, don't get me wrong. Reeves does good work. The Batman was pretty decent. I didn't think that much of it the first time I saw it, but every time I rewatch it, I enjoy it more, which is cool. And then, of course, we had Penguin. That show was fucking amazing. And that one was, you had to wonder where Batman was when all that shit was going on. But that was still an amazing show. And now, inside the Reevesverse, we might be getting a Poison Ivy show. Cool. Be interesting to see who they cast, and it's also going to be assuming this is real, it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle a character like Poison Ivy in what is a very grounded Batman. The Riddler, nothing weird there. I mean, well, he's weird. Definitely a different take on him, but still, nothing fantastical about him. Other than Penguin just being ugly as fuck, nothing fantastical about him in either the Batman or the Penguin show. So, a character that has fucking plant powers in the Reevesverse, very interesting to see how he's going to handle it. But how he's going to handle that is besides the point. Warner Brothers is allowing Reeves universe to evidently keep going strong. Still in direct competition with Gunn's DCU and actual DC studios. Because remember, Reeves doesn't work for Gunn. Reeves works directly for Warner Brothers, who owns DC, obviously, which means they can be like, yeah, Gunn, you're cool, you do your shit over here, but we're gonna let this shit continue because we can. He's under contract directly with us. You have no purview other than the fact, but guess what? If we want to use DC characters for our own shit, we can, because we own your bitches. Now, what does that say that Warner Brothers themselves is allowing Reeves to keep doing Reeves things? I mean, again, I like Reeves things. I'm down for more Reeves things, but it makes no goddamn sense to have basically what is essentially competing DC universe. Not to mention the fact that this means Gunn is going to have to quit worrying about whether having two Batmans simultaneously is going to confuse the audience, which I don't think it is. I mean, it's going to be two different actors. Like, I don't know. Like, some people think it would be a bad thing, and some people think it won't. I'm one of the won't. I don't think it'd be that confusing. Maybe a little to, like, a small percentage of the general audience, but I think, while I do consider the general audience to kind of be stupid a lot of the time, I think they could handle this. I think they could handle two Batmen at the same time. But it's just odd that Warner Brothers would be fomenting basically internal competition. But if this is what's happening, if Warner Brothers is going to let Reeves continue to do his own thing with Batman, Gunn's going to have to fucking suck it up and just do his own and not worry about what the fuck Reeves is doing. The only good thing about Gunn's DCU Batman is if you want more of the fantastical side of Batman, Gunn's definitely going to give it to you. Reeves won't. So if you want your more fantastical Batman, Gunn's going to be the one to give that shit to you. Which is cool. Like, we've had all kinds of the super grounded Batman is what Nolan gave us, and now it's what Reeves is giving us. I think a lot of us, including myself, are ready for a bit more of the fantastical side of Batman. I mean, Gunn's already getting into that with Clayface. I don't know how fantastical Reeves is going to get with Poison Ivy. I feel like he's going to do his best to ground that, make it grounded, I should say. Now, the only problem with Gunn's version of a fantastical Batman is I feel like he will go to the point where it's super campy. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the Michael Keaton Batman movies, but they're super goddamn campy, right? And then, of course, there's the ultra fucking campy Batman of the Adam West back in the 60s. I don't want that shit either. I don't want Gunn to go that far with the fantastical Batman to the point where it's like way overly campy. Gunn needs to pull his head out of his ass and find a balance between probably as goofy as he would want it to be and as grounded as Reeves be. Like, personally, like on a scale from fantastical to grounded, I gotta remember what order I'm putting this in. Okay, fantastical to grounded. I would want my Batman right about there. I would still want him like 2/3 grounded, but you know, you can still do some of the cool fantastical shit without going fucking overboard. And I don't know if Gunn's capable of not going fucking overboard. So, like, Gunn's Batman worries me. But on the other hand, we need Batman to complete the Trinity in Gunn's DC. So if this is actually being allowed by Warner Brothers, they're just going to let Reeves continue to do his shit. Gunn's going to have to quit being a little bitch and give us his version of Batman sooner rather than later. No fucking around with Bane Deathstroke movie. Don't fuck around with anything else. Don't even worry about a Wonder Woman solo movie. As long as she's introduced in Man of Tomorrow, good enough. For now. At least she will be in the universe. Quit fucking around. Don't worry about a Wonder Woman solo movie. Don't worry about Deathstroke and Bane movie. Don't worry about a motherfucking thing else except getting your Batman out there. You should have started with the fucking Trinity. But you didn't. But you also need to quit fucking around with this side bullshit and get your fucking Batman out there. Doesn't matter what Warner Brothers is allowing Reeves to do. As weird as it fucking is that they are, forget that they exist and get your shit together. But that's still weird. Makes me think that Warner Brothers isn't that confident in Gunn. Makes me think that this tacitly tells Paramount that maybe Gunn ain't the guy. They're like, hey, we're gonna let Reeves do his shit over here. We're still gonna let Gunn do his shit. But yeah, allowing that internal competition basically says they're not very confident, at least to me. It says that Warner Brothers, you know, as the parent company, is not super confident in Gunn's ability to pull this shit off. And I'm sure, even if they don't say that directly to Paramount, I don't imagine that Paramount won't see it that way either. You know what I mean? So, Gunn could be in trouble. Gunn could be in big trouble. The thing about Gunn is that he's a hardcore fan of the comics. True. And not just bringing the heavy hitters that both hardcore and casual audiences like. I mean, yeah, no. I am not doubting Gunn's love of comics at all. It's his priorities that are fucked up. I don't question his love of comics. I question which part of the comics he wants to deal with. That's what I question. Now, guess what? We're not done with stupidity Gunn is either doing or allowing. Now, we have heard before that there are going to be 2 timelines running simultaneously in the Lantern show that comes out in August. And they will be 2016 and 2026. There is a leak that addresses that and a couple other things. This comes from Reddit. So, But again, it mentions the 2 timelines thing that we've heard about a couple different times, but there's check this shit out, man. Lantern spoiler coming from Spidey Forever 245. Don't know how reliable they are. Never heard of them. But we're going to talk about this anyway. We start off with what we've heard before. 2 timelines, 2016 and 2026. This is interesting. The main plot is the Lanterns looking for the Manhunters, aka Manhunters like Martian Manhunter, John Johns. But here's the kicker. Hal Jordan is killed at the end of episode 1. Now, obviously, even if that's true, that won't be all we see of Hal Jordan in the show because they're doing 2 timelines. Obviously, he'll be around for the 2016 shit. But the way this is looking is episode 1 will be taking place in 2026. And they're going to kill his ass. Now, I mean, yeah, it would be dope seeing Martian Manhunter and Lanterns, but we're delving on the idiocy of killing Hal Jordan. Now, again, when they're dealing with the 2016 part of the timeline, he'll be around for all of that shit. But just in general, we're talking about killing Hal Jordan. Now, the same account that posted that Reddit leak also came back with this. All right, so the leak is real, according to this account. Hal Jordan dies, episode 1 in Lantern. Whoever this is, account got struck by WB for posting a meme image that doesn't use any imaging from the show. He posted a fan-made meme that describes how Hal Jordan is being treated by DC, aka the Humiliation Factory. That's kind of funny. All right, so again, this person saying the leak is real doesn't mean the leak is real. I mean, let's start there. But we talked about, first of all, the fact that they are casting an older Hal Jordan, little sus. And when we heard that Aaron Pierre was confirmed to be in Man of Steel, we're like, okay, so obviously Jon Stewart's going to be the main Lantern in Gunn's DCU, eventually Justice League, we would hope, if he lasts. For the sake of this discussion, we're going to assume he lasts. So we're like, okay, well, fine, Jon Stewart's going to be the main Lantern. But what are they going to do with Hal? Possibilities. He flies back to Oa, leaves Jon in charge on Earth, and goes and does cosmic Green Lantern shit like the rest of the Corps. Jon Stewart takes over his beat, as it were, since he's a space cop. And then he goes and takes another beat, or becomes an administrator on Oa. Who the fuck knows? But that was a possibility. Right? Or, since they talked about fear a lot, Jon Stewart has to take over for him because Hal became paralyzed. Another possibility. And of course, the third possibility was that they kill his ass, which, when we talked about it last time, would be fucking dumb. If this is accurate, they're actually fucking killing him. Now, don't get me wrong. Jon Stewart is a dope Lantern. He's popular. He got very popular in one of the animated Justice Leagues. I forget which one specifically. He's also popular in comics. People like Jon Stewart Green Lantern. But Hal Jordan is the Lantern. Like, when you go to the average person, if they've heard of Green Lantern, they'll be like, they may not know the name, but if you show them a picture, they'll be like, yeah, that's the guy. That's the main guy. If you were to show the average person Hal Jordan next to Jon Stewart, they'd be like, yeah, I don't know who that motherfucker is, but I don't know that dude's name, but that's the Green Lantern. Like, Hal Jordan is the Green Lantern. He's the one most widely known. Helped by that shitty Ryan Reynolds movie, but a lot more people found out about Hal Jordan. But yeah, and on top of that, in the comics, Hal Jordan is literally the Lantern. He's the best of all of them. So they're taking the Lantern that literally everyone knows as the main one. And if this is accurate, they're fucking killing him. Now, this is an HBO show, but still, it's part of Gunn's DCU, which means at a minimum, he's allowing it. Exactly. We haven't seen Hal Jordan's Green Lantern in live action except for that mediocre ass fucking Ryan Reynolds. He's never been done right in live action. Ever. And Gunn's going to give us a taste and then take it right the fuck away. Stupid. Stupid. Completely the wrong fucking move. And again, I'm not throwing shade at Jon Stewart. Like, in general, I would having Jon Stewart be a Lantern or even the Lantern at some point, I'm totally fine with. He's a dope character. I haven't read any of the comics, but I've watched some of the animation with him in it, and he's dope. He's handled really well. He's fucking cool. But you haven't done shit with Hal Jordan yet. The most well-known Lantern. The one that would appeal to general audiences because they've at least heard of him as a Lantern. But, like, what the fuck? I mean, fine. Like, if you want him to, be doing other shit, then cool. Turn his ass into Parallax, but to bring him back eventually. Killing him is just ridiculous. Like, he's never been given a fair shake in live action. Like, you would think part of Gunn's plans would be to rectify that, but evidently he's cool with him being killed off and Jon Stewart being the main Lantern because he put his ass in Man of Tomorrow. So that's obviously his plan. Which again, Jon Stewart being the main Lantern, that part's not ridiculous. Killing the most well-known Lantern is. But we're not done with the idiocy yet, chat. Here comes the piece de résistance. We know that the DCU has taken a hit recently in the form of Supergirl barely clearing $100 million. We know that Creature Commandos was not watched by many. We know that Peacemaker was not watched by many. We know that the people that did watch it loved it. And we know that the season 2 finale pissed them the fuck off. And we've gotten a Superman movie. And we've gotten a Supergirl that did well. Didn't go gangbusters. Superman didn't go gangbusters, but it did well. $618 million. Not amazing, but not bad either. But then we got a Supergirl movie. Not a great movie. Overhated by many, I feel. Overloved by a few, I also feel. But it's probably going to make like 130 at the most. Maybe squeeze its way to 150, but that's it. Which is still 52 million less than the Marvels, which made 202. Yeah, the MCU's never had a movie make less than 200 million. The Marvels is the closest it got at 202. Gunn is 2 movies in, and this motherfucker is barely breaking 100. And then he's had 2 shows not watched by many. Creature Commandos wasn't even anywhere near as beloved as Peacemaker. But then he fucked up the finale of Peacemaker and pissed people off. And a massive bomb. And one well-received movie that made decent money. That's the DCU so far, chat. And we have the upcoming project, Lanterns, which we just talked about, which, if that leak is accurate, is going to piss everyone off. After that, we have Clayface in October. Okay. That movie will actually probably do all right. Horror is definitely on the upswing right now, so that'll appeal to people. A lack of Batman will probably be annoying to comic book fans, but hardcore DC fans are still going to go watch that motherfucker. And it was made on the cheap. So, like, I'm sure this figure will be updated closer to October, but right now the number is 40 million. Which means that movie's only going to need 100 million to break even. That movie's got the potential to do like 150 to 2. Which would be hilarious if a solo villain movie made more than Supergirl. At this point, that's pretty fucking likely. But, yeah, this movie is... Clayface is being made for cheap, so, like, box office-wise, it does not have to be a fucking thing. Like, the movie needs to be good, but it doesn't have to make a shit ton of money to be a success. Box office success, okay? And then, next July, Man of Tomorrow, which potentially will be introducing Wonder Woman, right? But that's what you got coming up. Nothing for sure scheduled after next July for the DCU. You don't have the strongest fucking resume right now. You're already in phase 4 and 5 trouble. Right from jump. So you would think you'd be busting your ass to find a way to get people hyped up, right? What's one of the best ways to hype up your fan base? That also happens to be coming up in 3 weeks. Hall H at SDCC. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are like, SDCC isn't what it used to be. Okay, fine. Maybe it's not what it used to be. Maybe it might be smarter for studios not to spend millions doing like big shit there. But regardless of SDCC kind of like, you know, potentially losing its luster a bit over the last 2 years, the Hall H hype is still a very real thing, especially when it comes to Marvel. But in general, if you're doing a big old presentation at Hall H, hype will be generated. And the DCU is in a massive need of hype. They have three things that they can hype. Again, they can try and get people hyped for Lanterns, for Clayface, and Man of Tomorrow. Well, guess what, Chad? DC has announced its plans for San Diego Comic-Con, and it appears DC Studios won't be bringing the DCU to the event, despite highly anticipated titles like Clayface and Man of Tomorrow being on there. That's right, chat. James Gunn is not going to SDCC. The DCU is not going to SDCC. HBO is taking Lanterns there. They've got a Lanterns panel they're doing. But that's specifically HBO. DC Studios, helmeted by one spiky-haired motherfucker known as James Gunn, is not going to SDCC. They're not doing a Hall H presentation. That's dumb. And on top of being dumb, it makes you look like a bitch. You need to be doing the opposite. You need to take your ass to Hall H. And you need to start off by going, yeah, Supergirl's performance at the box office is a bummer, man. Didn't expect it. Not happy about it. But we have Lanterns coming. We have Clayface coming in. And we have Man of Tomorrow coming. And then, do a hype presentation about that shit. It's not like you have nothing on the way. I mean, granted, the only really big thing you have on the way is Man of Tomorrow, but still, it's halfway done filming. You could cobble together, like even a 30-second to 60-second teaser. You wouldn't even come up with a whole trailer. But if you're halfway done filming, you've got enough shit to put together a teaser to show. It's not like you have nothing to go for. You've got stuff. And more importantly, you just took a big fucking punch to the chin. And instead of laying your ass down on the canvas like a little bitch, you should be getting your ass back up and going to SDCC and trying to salvage some shit and generate some fucking hype. But he's not. How stupid do you have to be to not realize how desperately you are in need of hyping up your fan base, who out of 4 projects so far, you've given them one that they've truly enjoyed. Not so much the general audience a lot, because it only made 618, but it also did not bomb. So enough of the general audience came on so that I enjoyed it. But that Superman's really all you have in the way of an actual fucking success. However many years you're in and 4 projects. You should not be hiding from people right now, which is what it looks like you're doing. It looks like you're hiding. It looks like you're being a little bitch. Looks like you're scared to face people after the Supergirl debacle. You're doing the exact opposite of what you fucking should be doing. You should be out there acknowledging that, yeah, Supergirl didn't go so well, but hey, check this shit out. And doing your damnedest to make it look as good as possible and get people hyped for DC again. What you should be doing, but you're not, and is dumb as fuck. And you look like a bitch. Totally the wrong decision. Gunn is an ass executive. It's just bad for the DC right now, which is a crying shame. Here's the thing though. I shit on James Gunn a lot. And I freely admit that I shit on James Gunn a lot. But I only shit on him a lot because he does a lot of dumb shit. If he wasn't such a fucking idiot, I wouldn't be shitting on him. I'm not rooting against him. I want a good DCU, for the love of God. It's been never. It's been never. Live action DC, I mean, you've had good standalone shit, like Nolan trilogy. You know? You've had Man of Steel, good Superman movie. You've had more than one shit one. Superman 4 with Christopher Reeve. Fucking Return to Superman with Brandon Routh. You've had that shitty ass Dean Cain TV show. Lois and Clark was good with Tyler Hoechlin, but still, your record with Superman still ain't that great. Batman, you've done pretty well with. The first Wonder Woman movie was good, but the second one was ass. Like, live action DC has only rarely been strong and never with anything in massive continuity, you know? Like, Zack's shit was good. Well, the Snyder Cut was good. Man of Steel was good. Pretty much universally accepted by Snyder fans. BVS pissed a lot of people off, although the Ultimate Cut is better than the theatrical. But still, it's taken two extended cuts of two theater movies in the DCEU to be like as good as it should be. And then you got, now mind you, that's just the Snyderverse. Then there's the rest of the DCEU. Aquaman 1, not a great movie, but it made a billion. Because it came out practically, right, I think, after the Snyder Cut. I don't remember. But the second one, same deal with Wonder Woman. First Wonder Woman, good, popular, made decent amount of money. Second Wonder Woman, then you had two Shazam movies and The Flash. So the DCEU way more misses than hits. And now the DCU, more misses than hits. Like, we've been pretty fucked when it comes to live action DC. I mean, I want great live action DC, like on a consistent basis, with more than one fucking character. Like, I want that. I want Gunn to fucking be able to give that to me. But he's making it painfully obvious he is not the guy to fucking do it. Which sucks. I'm not rooting against him at all. But I'm also not going to let his stupidity go by the wayside and just sit back and go, oh, I hope he'll be able to do it. I think he can maybe eventually. Go, James. You can do it. I believe in you. No, he is consistently proving that he is not capable of running this universe. He is capable of making a movie or two in it, but running it, putting it all together, keeping the trains moving, no. And that sucks ass. I wish things were the opposite of what they are. I really do. But Gunn's a fucking idiot. And his DCU is already in fucking trouble. Big trouble. And again, on top of that, as we talked about earlier, Warner Brothers is doing more Reeves shit potentially. Not just the Batman 2 and 3, but now a Poison Ivy show as well. In direct competition with the DCU. Under the same studio umbrella of Warner Brothers. So, yeah. Gunn is an idiot. He keeps fucking up. I don't think Warner Brothers has a lot of confidence in him because, again, it appears that they're letting Reeves just keep going. And again, chat, live action DC for us, still not great. And it sucks. So there you have it. That is how Gunn is still, as I said on the thumbnail, still fucking up. Let me know what you think about that, chat. I got good news for you. Potty time again. I'll be back. Let me know what you think. Holy shit. Done some more. All right. All right. Actually, Chad, I thought of one more thing that I want to talk about real quick. And then it'll be your time to bring up whatever. Let me get the fuck out of here because we're almost at 3.5 hours. So, all right. Final, super quick little thing. I'm sure you've noticed that I tend to agree with Papa Josh a lot. It's obviously it's probably one of the reasons, why I watch him is because we think along very similar lines when it comes to a lot of things. However, I do not agree with him. God damn it, fucking Streamlabs. I do not agree with him 100% of the time. And there's a very, very recent example of this. There is one thing that has been talked about very recently that I am diametrically opposed to his position on. 100% vehemently disagree with him on. And that is this. I do not fucking want Rockpocalypse. I think that it's absolutely a horrible idea. I want no part of it. I don't care how much The Rock has progressed as an actor. I do not want him as Apocalypse. At all. In the slightest. I don't fucking care. I don't want it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't care about his ability to generate hype. I don't care that his acting might be improving. It's a horrible fucking idea. I don't like it, and I don't want it. And if it happens, I'm going to be highly upset about it, and I'll probably bitch about it on stream if it becomes an official thing. Actually, not probably. I will. I don't want it. I haven't wanted it since the first time it was brought up, however long ago was the first time it was brought up. I don't want rock apocalypse. I am 100% against rock apocalypse. I will throw a temper tantrum if it happens. Not even going to lie about it. Keeping it a buck. That's what'll happen if rock apocalypse actually becomes a thing. I hate that idea. That's it. Your time now, chat. Bring up whatever nerdy shit you want to bring up. I'm getting out of here, and in the not too distant future. Lay it on me. What you guys got? Damn, everyone left. Except you stalwarts. I'm also not giving you too much more time to say what you want to say. Late here in the Eastern time zone. Baby, I spent a lot of time with the toddler this afternoon. That'll wear you the fuck out. Alright then. Chat ain't chatting. I'm getting the fuck out. But thank y'all for being here. Appreciate it. If you didn't hit the like on the way in, please hit it on the way out. If you're new, live or on the replay, hit the sub and the bell. I greatly appreciate it. You guys are dope. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. And I'm grateful. And I love you. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And I hope to see you back here on Wednesday. And we're going to watch the next episode of X-Men and talk about some news again. Until then, much love, y'all. You're off. And thank you. Bye. Fuck yeah, baby. I think we did it again. I think we did a banger of a stream, y'all. And I mean we. Streams are not dope without you guys. It's literally impossible to have an awesome stream without an awesome chat. Period. Without an awesome community. That's just how it goes. So thank you guys for being as amazing as you are. Thank you for being here when you could be doing anything else. I hope you have a very good Sunday. I hope you have a very good beginning to your work week. And I hope you come back Wednesday to watch the next episode of X-Men and then do some yapping. You guys are the best. And I genuinely love you guys. You're awesome. So as we go about the next few days until we're back here on Wednesday, remember, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Much love, y'all. See ya.